Welcome back. Before the break, I asked what one specific factor can double the chances of a tornado being deadly. Is it the shape, the size, the time, or the moisture? The answer is it's the time. Tornadoes that occur at night are more than twice as likely to be deadly as ones during the day.
One of the most important organizations behind keeping us safe in the event of a tornado is the National Weather Service. I spoke with one of the officials there about what they do behind the scenes during a storm.
We serve 58 different counties across portions of 4 states, so southeast Missouri, all of southern Illinois, southwest Indiana, and western Kentucky. And so we watch over those 58 counties each and every day in and day out, so we never close.
The National Weather Service is responsible for issuing weather forecasts, watches, and warnings. I had the opportunity to take a trip to the National Weather Service in Paducah, Kentucky to talk with Christine Welligus, the warning coordination meteorologist, to see what goes on behind the scenes during a severe weather day. On an ordinary day, the office generally only has a few meteorologists watching the latest models for the ingredients for severe weather. And when all of these ingredients come together, severe weather can form.
Radar data is key. A lot of people think it's just a process of seeing rotation. It's so much more than that.
One of the major challenges with forecasting is predicting how the ingredients will move through the atmosphere with time. Some severe weather events, according to Christine, stick out more than others.
The larger events are going to have a much stronger signal. For example, December 10th. I mean, we knew that a week beforehand that was not going to be a day that was going to be a good day.
While the Weather Service prepares for severe weather, there are several different ways you can prepare at home, like finding the safest place in your home, preparing a disaster kit with important documents and medications, and finding places to seek shelter along frequently traveled routes.
You're not going to have time, and your mind is not going to be working clearly during an event like that where you're got seconds to make a decision. So having a plan ahead of time, knowing, okay, I'm going to do this, we're going to go here, we're going to grab this, we're going to do this. And you practice that plan so you know exactly what you're doing, and you're not wasting time, precious time, during, let's say, a tornado warning, trying to figure that out.
A tornado watch is issued whenever the conditions are present for severe weather.
All the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, all the parameters that we need for severe weather and or tornadoes are coming together to where we want to put out kind of a wide net.
In situations where there is high confidence and high potential for strong tornadoes, a particularly dangerous situation or PDS tag may be added to the watch to specify added severity.
Those are your cues to head to shelter, to put your plan of action into place. And time is of the essence. Sometimes we can give you 20 minutes before a tornado may touch down or may strike your area. Sometimes I can give you 2 minutes.
And once the storms fire,
kind of like the New York Stock Exchange.
That's the way Christine describes the office whenever there are active storms.
There's so much chaos, but everybody knows their job and everyone knows their position and what they're supposed to be doing, and we all work seamlessly together to get the job done. Somebody's working radar, somebody's working the phone, somebody's working social media. You never want to have, especially the radar person, a radar operator, you never want them on for more than, maybe a few hours at a time.
Christine also adds that the decision to issue a tornado warning is not one that is made lightly.
Is the atmosphere conducive to producing tornadoes?
If the storms are moving into a favorable environment,
there's a lot more you can dig deeper into to figure out actually what's happening in the storm. And that's what's so great, is having that tool of the radar to be able to see so many different things to help us ascertain as to what actually is going on, and then making that decision to pull the trigger.
Christine also adds that in our technologically advanced world, human observations are still important because radar can't see all the way down to the surface. For this reason, the Weather Service has a network of trained spotters who relay reports of damage and observations back to the Weather Service.
Our spotters are so important. We spend a lot of time and effort training spotters, training volunteers, citizens to be our spotters, to be our eyes out there in the field, to give us information of things we can't see.
Once the severe weather is over, the job of the National Weather Service isn't done. Based on storm reports and radar observations, the Weather Service sends out teams to survey damage.
We go out in teams of 2, and again, we can have up to 3 teams going out in 3 totally different directions, checking out damage.
Once it is determined that the damage was caused by a tornado, the Weather Service will closely examine the damage and look for what are known as damage indicators to help rate the tornado's strength on the enhanced Fujita scale.
Once you figure out that it was a tornado, for instance, you're trying to find the beginning, where it started. You're trying to figure out where it ended. You're trying to figure out how long your path was, how wide your path was, and then by looking at the damage that was done, we're trying to figure out the strength of the winds.
If the tornado is potentially an EF3 or higher, A more skilled team will examine the damage along with the Weather Service team.
It's like an investigative process where you're looking at everything around you, trying to determine what could have happened here. And sometimes you still don't know.
We're constantly updating our Storm Track 3 app so you can stay weather aware. You can find all of it on WSILTV.com or by downloading the free News 3 mobile app.
Education saves lives, and that's why we do Project Tornado. Our team wants you to know what to do when disaster strikes. You can find all of this information and this half-hour special online at WSILTV.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay weather aware and have a good night.